the premise of MyTake.org is that when we show you a fact, it's part of a complete set. So far, the only one we have is presidential debates. So if you right here on the homepage, there's this link to the Git repository that we're serving our facts out of. So every fact set has an inclusion criteria. This fact set contains every televised United States presidential debate. This fact set does not contain any vice presidential debates, although we're in the process of adding them. So that's what we're going to do right now. So every fact set has an ingredients folder and a sausage folder. So the ingredients are subfolders don't matter, names don't matter, and it's all human readable files, which are what you edit to make sure the transcripts are right and the metadata is right. The sausage is this JSON, which has we add new lines, and we also add these Unicode integer floor characters. Those get removed in a post-processing step, but it makes the transcript and the timing data, everything about it, diff nicely in Git, so you can see the history of a transcript. Make sure it's just typos and things and not fabrications. So I've cloned this repository here on my computer, and there's two GUI scripts for Mac and Windows. It also runs on Linux, but Linux people don't need launchers. So I double click the Mac launcher because I'm on Mac. It chugs, and now I have our editing GUI. So it's the same. I mean, it's just the files here, but it focuses in on the only parts that matter, which is the README, which is telling people what's in the fact set, how it's changing, and then the content. So for a video, we have a JSON file which has the metadata, which is just like when it happened, where it happened, and who's in the video, and what role did they have. So sometimes they're the vice presidential candidate one time, the presidential candidate later. Maybe they're an audience questioner at one point, and then something else later. We also have the SED. So this is the transcript, and the format is name, colon, stuff they said over and over. And then we have the VTT. And this is closed captioning data, which has millisecond accurate timestamps for each word. And YouTube generates this VTT automatically. So the hard part is you have timing data accurate to the millisecond for every single word, and then it gets proper nouns wrong, a lot of things wrong, and then you have a transcript. We get ours from almost all of them from debates.org, which is the Commission on Presidential Debates. They have transcripts. So the hard part is syncing these two things up. And to do that, we have this tool that we built. The first time you run it, it's a little slow as it chugs. And basically the job is to find differences and decide who's right. And this quality control step is really important because it turns out that the transcripts are surprisingly inaccurate. But anyway, it's pretty interesting. So we're going to do this one. There's nothing to do because it's already synced. But we will do 2020 together right now. I probably won't finish because I'll have to pick up my kids pretty soon. But we'll at least get started. So we'll make, let's see. So first off, we need the video for 2020. So I will go to, where is it? I think I have it up here on my other monitor. YouTube, MyTake.org. Where's my channel? Here we go.
First of the 2020 president.
So here's the debate that we're going to be syncing. So let's see, let's make this there. So the names in the ingredients folder don't matter. 200929.json. Okay. And as a starting point, it's a lot of the same people from here, so use that. Instead of Clinton Trump, it's Biden Trump. And we always order these alphabetical. So that's where that comes from. It happened in 2020, 0929. The YouTube key is here. The video length 95 times 60 plus 10. 95 times 60 plus 10. 5710. And the place where it happened, I'm not sure, but it'll, I'm sure the video will tell us at some point. I'm going to go to this size. And then instead of Donald J. Trump is still the Republican nominee, but now it's Joseph R. I think his middle initial is R. Let's check that. Joe Biden. Wikipedia. Joe Biden. Robinette. Joe R. Biden. I save. And you see I get a kind of an error here. It says replace speaker Joe R. Biden. And that's because we have this list of all the people that are allowed to be in. And we use this to make sure that we don't have like Joe Biden one place and Joe R. Biden somewhere else. And you might be going, oh, well, Joe Biden was in a vice presidential debate, in the past. So we haven't done the vice presidential one so far. We have every single presidential one, but not the VP ones. But we're going to be doing those. So Joe R. Biden. And as far as should it be Joseph, we try to use people by the name that they like to call themselves by. So Mitt Romney, for example, his name is Willard M. Romney, but nobody calls him Willard. They call him Mitt. So we respect that and do W. Mitt Romney. So for Biden, we'll do Joe R. Biden. And so now we save this. And when we save this, so now it's happy with that. And now we'll need a transcript. So we do 2020-09-29.sed. And the only rule here is that the sed has to have the same name as the JSON. So when we open this, okay, so now we need some kind of transcript. So as a starting point, we will do search for one on the internet. So rev.com is the first result of this transcription service. Let's see what happens if we do this. Save everything. Might be too much junk. No, there's not that much junk. Cool. So we will delete the stuff at the bottom. Go up to the top. Okay, so now we have multiple here. Let's see, it goes, look at the timestamps. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. restarts from 0, doesn't it? It does. Oh, that's because there's a part 2. Okay, that's fine. Seems like a lot of lines, but maybe this is right. Let's see. So if we save it, so it wants, all right, we need the right moderators. So the moderator for this one was Chris Wallace, not Lester Holt. Okay, and so now when we save this, it'll check, make sure we have the right speaker. The format, the speaker needs to be on the same line, and it's not. So we have these regexes that are quick fixes. This is a regex that removes those paren timestamp things, so we'll make that change. Clean it up so it's saying Vice President Biden, we want Joe R. Biden. We just want Donald J. Trump. We'll fix this manually, this part 2 stuff. Okay, so now, just like that, we have a clean transcript. So now what we need is the VTT timing data. And for this, we go to YouTube, and if we edit video, and then more options, and then edit on Classic Studio. We download VTT. So downloaded it here, and we'll rename this 2020-09-29.vtt, and we'll copy it and put it here into 2020. Where'd it go? There. And I guess we don't have a refresh here. So I'll close the GUI. That's not great. We should have a refresh. US presidential debates. Launch the GUI. Open the VTT, and when we save it, we clean it. So the format that it gives you at first has a lot of things duplicated. It's kind of hard to figure out what the intent is. But we built a thing that cleans it. So the first time you save it, it cleans it. So now we have a clean sed, clean VTT, a clean metadata. So we're ready to, or should be ready to sync. So we'll hit the match. And the first thing it does is it's going to chug here. So here it's cleaning up like quotes, quote marks, Unicode things to make them the same. And so here we have the sed on the left, the VTT on the right. We call it newspaper versus YouTube, because the sed is like what you see in a newspaper, and YouTube is what you get from YouTube. And we're going to resolve all the differences. And you see there's 1,266 differences. So hopefully there'll be like, it turns out that the transcript is doubled or something, because that's a little higher than we normally would expect. But if I hit play, it'll
roughly 15-minute segments.
So I'm going to go 15-minute, save that.
Roughly 15-minute segments.
And if you click these check marks, it'll take that side for that.
With 2-minute answer,
each
candidate to the first question.
Here's this. So it clearly said first question, and YouTube got first then. So question.
Campaigns have agreed to these rules. For the record, designed by the Cleveland Clinic, which is serving as the Health Security Commission for all 4 debates. As a precaution, both campaigns and what the candidates have to say. No noise except right Trump and the Democratic nominee, Vice President Biden.
Okay, and real quick, I should have done this first. Under the acknowledgments, you want to make sure that we give credit where credit is due. And it looks like this Rev transcript is really good. So, transcript for Biden, Trump, 1 of 3 from Rev. Do they call themselves Rev or Rev.com? Actually, they call themselves Rev. From Rev. And this is a Git client, the one that I like. So I'm going to add credit to Rev for Biden Trump transcript and initial said ETT. This log is called start point for 2020 for Biden Trump 1 of 3. And that's not sure why I didn't get it ignored. Anyway, so now I just gotta go through here and accept these, accept one side, accept the other, back and forth a bunch. But I gotta go grab my kids. So I'm gonna go grab my kids and I'll finish up later tonight. See ya.